I'm excited about doing this YouTube and talking about this, right? I was just telling my wife, like I've got all these other channels that I've been working on. I got my Disagree with Dice, I got my cinematic films, I got my or super cinematic now. Slice, I got this channel that I abandoned. I definitely abandoned this channel. I think my number one music video that I shot was the Homie Big Spade, the famous. I think it's like at 300,000 views on that one. Video's okay, but it was really the song that, you know what I'm saying? I guess a combination of both. Like you watch the video and it's just really captured his vision. I got a funny story about that video, right? I want to talk about that video, the famous video. I got something to say about that. I was real adamant about somebody investing in the homie because we as a city, we know, like we know, Spade still can be, but he was supposed to be the one to like take it to the top. You were the chosen one! When he lit the city on fire back in 2004, he was a big reason why a lot of rappers wanted to be better at the very least. We weren't just jamming Swish House tapes so you think you can rap, you know what I'm saying? We wanted to be better than that. Don't get me wrong, Swish House and the whole Houston movement, was super dope. But we wanted to also bring back lyrics, not just being off the dome all the time or whatever, right? Anybody who's anybody can tell you that, he was definitely somebody that should have made it farther. I say all of that because I was real adamant in behind the scenes. I felt like somebody or someone should have invested in him. Like on some Tupac shit, right? If you remember, Tupac was in jail. I don't remember the story. I gotta look that shit up. But Tupac somehow gets out, because money talk. I had wanted somebody to invest in him. It was dope. I just shot the music video. I didn't edit it. I didn't do nothing. And I just kept on like voicing my opinions like, hey, how are we going to execute? Because by then I was learning a little bit of something. You can't just put the music video out and not have a plan, like not have some sort of marketing. I was real big on that. I remember now. I wanted somebody to like market it, get it in the places where it needs to be seen. At that time, if I'm not mistaken, I want to say World Star was really like, I mean, one can argue that World Star is even bigger now because of the amount of followers that they have and the amount of money that they charge. But it felt like it was at its peak at the time, right? I want to say it was. Everybody was just screaming World Star. You get in a fight, World Star this, World Star that. And I was like, all right, I was willing to do everything behind the scenes. I was willing to shoot it, to create. I was just like, all right, where can we find the money to put it on World Star? That was really my only game plan, to be honest. At the very least, we needed to put the music video on World Star. Had it been on World Star, ain't no telling. Like it's still to this day, people are commenting in 2025. People are commenting 10 years later, like they still jam that song. You feel me? Like it's just one of those type of songs that it's like Dear Mama. You could play that song another 20 years from now. I seen this one channel, right? It's this little white boy. I guess he just jams hip hop or whatever, right? And every now and then, like he'll just have the camera on. He would show his father. He's a white man, and like the father never listened to hip hop ever in his life, right? I think the title say I showed my father Dear Mama for the very first time. The white dude listened to the song and he started crying. Like he really felt that shit. Like that's the type of songs that we're talking about. You could play it 20 years ago, you could play it 20 years from now, and it's still going to hit.
It's timeless.
That's what a real artist should be able to do from time to time. They give you all these other different types of songs, but like they gotta at least have that one song that you can truly feel, right? So I was real passionate about this music video. I didn't want to edit yet because we didn't have a game plan. I talked to the homie and he was like, all right, after we got off the phone or after the studio session or after we shot the music video, I was really hoping to hear back from him ASAP. A week goes by, a month goes by. You know, we still doing other stuff, but we not editing the music video. We not even talking about it. A couple of months go by, and I don't even hear from the homie, right? I don't know what was going on in his life. I ain't here to talk about his personal life or anything like that. Calls me up out of nowhere and was like, man, Dice, he reaches out to me and he felt, I could sense that he felt kind of hurt that I didn't edit the music video. Like I was holding him from shining or him, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. I got off the phone. I said, you know what? Forget the game plan. Let's just go. Nobody wants to invest, you know what I'm saying? That's fine. I ain't doing no tripping. I tried to invest as much as I could. I couldn't invest monetarily. Nobody in the city could. You know, those who do end up getting a little bit, it gets taken away. You know, a lot of 2 steps forward, 4 steps back. Now that's just the nature in the game that, that's how the street life is, right? And, Spade was definitely, loved or is definitely loved by the streets, and but like, it was a hard lesson. Like these streets don't really love you, you know what I'm saying? I still feel to this day that we should have been in a different category. We should have been on the map somehow. Kaleem should have definitely. I mean, I could talk about this all day, and then it's not just Spade. There's, I've worked with 2,000 artists, and I got this 5% rule. At least 5% of the artists that I've worked with that just got something right that could have crossed them over. They know who they are. They still have the potential probably, but the music scene ain't what it is. I know it's probably some cats that's probably saying, well, nothing to get on World Star. Shit, at the time, World Star had cost like $700. That's not the game plan. You know what I'm saying? There were still different levels to that shit. Like their prices went up like damn near every. And it's just the last time. This was only like 5 years ago. It costs about $13,000 to get put on World Star because nobody goes to the website. When was the last time you went to a World Star website? Don't worry, I'll wait. Yeah, nobody goes to the website. And the real World Star that I'm talking about was their YouTube channel. At the time, their YouTube channel probably had several million, and now it's got like 30 million followers. That's the real World Star. And then their Instagram probably has about 30 million followers. So yeah, they wanted like probably 15 racks today in 2025. They probably want about 15 racks to promote you, to put on this stage at 25. That 13,000, that 13 or 15,000, however much they charge, would have got you 25 million subscribers on Instagram at the very least, and another 25 million on YouTube and whatever outlet they had, right? We're talking about potentially reaching 25 to 50 million different people just like that. And that's what I'm saying. There would have been people who would have came across it and be like, this guy's dope. Back then, that was like really my only game plan. I was like, we got to get that, like I was real, like I said, I was real adamant for months. I was like, man, I'm not touching that music video until somebody's willing to put up that money. I don't know. I just was like, when it never did happen and nobody was willing to come through with it, that's when I was like, F it. It still ended up, I mean, it took 10 years, but it still ended up 300,000 organically. But if we had put it on World Star, and it would have been millions of views. And it's not really just about the views though, right? But what I mean by that is that you got all different type of people tuning in. Club owners, people who know people, could have potentially reached out to make even bigger deals. But you got to at least put yourself out there. You have to be seen first. And I tell I don't sell no dreams when they come. Right? When you come to my studio, I don't sell no dreams. Like, it's always, I give them reality. Like, it's hard. If you 9 to 5 in, it's super hard. 9 to 5 ain't just finna, it's still a risk. That's the thing. You got 15 racks to just throw away. I don't think, like, nobody was really willing to just risk, somebody like a dope boy that probably had 100 racks in the, in the little stash spot or some shit. if they would have been like, all right, we gonna put up, like this is dope money anyway. What are we doing with it? We just waiting to get caught with it, and that's what ended up happening. You feel me? Like that's basically what the fuck ended up happening. I don't want to speak too much on who or what or you know what I'm saying, because I really don't know. It's always been like all of my dope boys end up, they're not my dope boys. I'm not saying that I run shit, but what I'm saying is like all of the dope boys in two places. All of them. Some of them got out the game, but nobody was willing to take what they did in the streets. I mean, there were some, but I'm just saying that there were some that really had potential. But also, Killeen has always been a crabs in a bucket type of city. We never got to the point where we would actually lift up, or try to put that crown on somebody so everybody could come through and. But my thing was like, it just had to take one person.